To start our simple basic bodice, we are starting with the front, and always when I draw a pattern I leave a line at the top. So here I measured 1 inch and I just drew my line. So we are going to start with across back. So across back is the measurement across the shoulders at the back. So the across back was 17 it was 14.5. So 14.5 divided by 2, we will have 7.25. So we are going to measure this 7.25 on the line that we just drew. So that's just a guideline. So you measure the 7.25, then you come down by 1 inch. This is because our shoulders are slanted, they are not straight. Now we want to know our armhole length, and for you to know the armhole length, the formula is bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. So here the bust is 36. 36 divided by 6 plus 1.5 will give you 7.5. So we are going to mark 7.5 from the 1 inch that we came down, not from the top line. We are coming down by 7.5 from the 1 inch. So here we are going to move on to the neck wideness, and the formula for neck wideness too is bust divided by 12. So 36 divided by 12 will give us 3, and I'm going to mark the 3 inches across. So just look at what I'm doing and repeat. So that's the formula for the neck wideness. And so you can use your curve to draw your curved line for the neck wideness. So for the next one, we are going to rule lines at where our armhole depth ended. So from our armhole depth where it ended, we rule a line that will be our chest line, and here we are going to rule a line for our armhole. And so that is that. And then we are going to join this point and that point for our shoulder slant. So now to get our armhole, we are going to come up by 3 inches and we come in by 0.75. And you rule a line like that, and then you connect with your ruler. I'm just rechecking if it's 0.75. It looked bigger. So you use your rule and you rule your line like that, and then you are going to divide your bust measurement. Your bust measurement, that's 36. We are working with 36 divided by 4. It will give us 9. So that is the bust. 36 divided by 4, we get 9. So we are going to mark the 9 on our chest line. That line is our chest line. And then we use our curve to draw our armhole neatly and nicely. Make sure that the curve blends so well. Look at that. Just make sure that it blends beautifully and it blends so well. Yes, so that is our curve neatly done. So now we're going to continue from our shoulder to the nipple, and from shoulder to nipple we have 11.5. So we are going to mark 11.5, and then you rule a line across, and this line is going to give you your bust line. This line will give you your bust line. And then you come down, we are going to shoulder to the waist. Our shoulder to waist is 17.5. So we have 17.5. And you're going to draw a line, and that one is going to be our waistline. So not to be confused, you need to label it. I will label for you to see. Okay, so we are going to get our measurement, horizontal measurement for the waist, and our waist divided by 4, we got 7.25, and we are going to add a dart allowance of 1.5 inch a dart allowance of 1.5 inch, and we are going to join these 2 points, our bust, our horizontal measurement for the bust and horizontal measurement for the waist. And now what's left is for us to create our dart, our basic dart, and that we are going to use our nipple to nipple, and the nipple to nipple was 7. So 7 divided by 2, we will have 3.5. So to get your dart, just divide the nipple to nipple of your client, and whatever you get divided by 2, whatever you get is what you will use. So we mark that from the center front, and then we draw our line to the bust line, and then we are going to share the 1.5 inches that we added to the waistline on the dart line. So 0.75 on each side of the dart line, and that's going to give us our dart legs. So this is our first dart leg, and the second one is our second dart leg. Yeah, so what is left is for us to create our bust dart so that we won't get any problems after we are done sewing. So the bust dart is we use this calculation. You have to measure your client's shoulder to waist at the front and shoulder to waist at the back, and the shoulder to waist at the back is called the nape to waist. So you need to measure. They are not the same because of the breast area. You have a bigger one in front and a smaller one at the back. So here you have to subtract what you get from the back from what you get from the front. So you see I'm laboring now. So our shoulder to waist at the front was 17.5 and shoulder to waist at the back was 14.5. So when we divide, when we subtract, we are going to get 3 inches. So we are going to mark the 3 inches. Mind you, it's on the bust line because it's called bust line. So it's on the bust line that you are going to come down by 3 inches. If you don't see it, go back and watch the video again. So from the bust line, we come down by 3 inches. So whatever you get, some might get 1 inch, some might get 2 inches, some might get 3 inches. So this is the front. Now let's quickly move on to the basic bodice, the back. So I'm reeling my 1 inch line, guideline at the top, and across back again divided by 2, we will have 7.25. So I'm going to mark that, and it's basically like the front with few differences. So we'll come down by 1 inch since our shoulders are slanted, and then we will check our armhole, the measurements using the formula. What we got 7.5. So we are starting from the 1 inch down, and you come down 7.5, and you rule your line like that. That will give you your chest line. Then you rule your armhole line. Yeah, it looks slanted, but make sure yours is straight. And then the neck wideness, we got 3, so we are going to mark 3. But here, because it's the back, we won't come down by 3 again. I'm doing my ruling a line for my shoulder slant. So here you are going to come down by just 1 inch, and you connect to the neck wideness. So just 1 inch here. And okay, so we are going to mark our bust divided by 4 on this line, and we will have 9. So we are going to mark 9 there. And here, that's the difference between the front and back. We are going to just measure your armhole length. That's 7.5, and you divide it by 2. You divide it by 2 and you mark. Then you come in by 0.5 instead of 7.5. You see, the first one was 0.75 for the front, but here is half an inch, 0.5. So you mark your rule, you rule your line, and then you use your curve just as we did for the front. And then you continue with our horizontal measurements. So shoulder to nipple, so we are going to mark that one as well. And then you rule your line, and that's gonna be your shoulder to nipple. And we move on to shoulder to waist. So here we are going to use the nape to waist, that is the shoulder to waist at the back. When we measured, we got 14.5. So mind you, don't use the same 17.5, use 14.5 because it's shorter than the front. If you don't do that, the bust that we did for the front will be a waste of time, and you have to go back to mistakes and recheck. But when you do this, it will join together and it will be nice. So here we are adding only 1 inch that allowance. So we input our waist measurement and we added just 1 inch, but the front we added 1.5. So here just 1 inch. Yeah, and then we will measure our nipple to nipple divided by 2. We got 3.5. So we are doing the same as we did for the front. We are joining it to the nipple line or the bust line, and here just 1 inch. So we are dividing half on each side. So half here, half here, and then that's done for the basic bodice, front and back. Bye bye.